So, dear friends, we are on Patanjali Yoga Sutras. We already had a brief discussion on this topic 1.23, but we will do a quick recap since we are resuming after a break. After describing several ways of achieving samadhi, shraddha, virya, smriti, prajna, purvak, itaresham, Patanjali provides a way of achieving savitarka, nirvitarka, samadhis. There he puts that there are videha people who are born like that, prakriti layanam. He describes that first, that samadhi can be achieved by some person who has done sadhana in the past life. He may be born with that kind of a prakriti laya kind of a nature. So he will have fixed mindfulness on all the gunas of prakriti by birth. Sant Jnaneshwar, and there are several examples where people by birth were highly spiritually evolved. Then Patanjali described generally for a common man, the way is to follow Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna Purvak, Itaresham. Other people go by Viveka, they have faith on the path of yoga. Virya, they apply their energy on that path. Shraddha, Virya, Smriti. With that Virya, they develop Smriti. That is to again and again reach towards their goal, remember their goal of spiritual sadhana. This is a way, generally the way of what we say is a systematic path of Raj Yoga, Patanjali describes. Then Patanjali puts in another dimension for another category of people. See, one thing you should appreciate in Patanjali Yoga Sutra is Patanjali is kind enough, compassionate enough to open the path of yoga to all different kinds of personalities, human personalities. So here he says, Prakriti Laya, those evolved by birth is one path. Those going on to this path with Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, that is another path. But then there is one more path, which is known as Ishwar Pranidhanadva. If a person doesn't have sufficient willpower to take systematic path of yoga, apply his energy into sadhana, another way for such a person, if he is emotionally very strong, is the way of bhakti. So, what do you mean by pranidhan? Can anybody tell me? People online also. Ishvara is the divine who has created this universe. What is the meaning of the word pranidhan?
Surrendering.
Surrendering. Pranidhan comes from the word that the aim, the very objective of your emotions and your energy. In Bhagavad Gita, shloka comes Madgat Prana. People whose prana is moving towards me. When you are filled with complete devotion, and when all your energy and emotion move only towards one direction, this will be a situation of a person who doesn't have any other ashraya. Sharanagati. Sharanagati is different from having a faith in God. Sharanagati is a very intense state. See, imagine that you do not know swimming. Okay? And you were in a boat, but you fell down in an ocean. Now, what is your situation there? You don't know swimming. You are in an ocean, in the middle of an ocean. There is no corner around you anywhere. And then the only shelter that you had, the boat, has left you. In this moment, you remember God. You are drowning and you remember God. In that moment, in your chitta, in your energy, there is a cry for God. Because there all other support system have gone away, have left you. When human being reaches that state in his life, all support system gone, sinking, dying, and then he calls for God. Hey Hari. Story in Purana comes of Gajendra Moksha. Anybody knows that story of Gajendra Moksha? Can you tell me, Murugan?
They are born like a crocodile and a gaja, and they are a forest. Due to at the end of his Shama Moksha, the elephant is come to a pond where the crocodile is being, and the crocodile bite on elephant
Leg.
And suddenly the elephant with his trunk is brought some lotus flower and given to the Lord Hari. During that time, the both of them.
You would have seen this painting somewhere. A crocodile is catching the leg of an elephant, and with his, the elephant is giving lotus flower up, to the Narayan. So the story goes like this: Gaja is the king of the whole forest. He has a big family, he has many wives, many children, and they were all playing in the pond. And there comes this huge crocodile, and catches one leg of the Gaja. And the whole family tries to pull him out. In fact, they make a chain where one elephant holds on to the tail of another elephant and another elephant, like that they make a chain. But with that, also when they catch their father, they are not able to pull him out. They try everything. Initially, as soon as everybody sees crocodile, everybody runs out. All family members go out of the pond. Then they offer support from outside. Everybody tries a lot, but they are not able to save. Initially, Gaja feels that family members will be able to save him. Then he realizes that the grip of that crocodile is so intense that all family members also give away. They are just watching him. And then he's about to completely sink. Almost he's completely under the water. So only the front part of the trunk is out, through which the Gaja is breathing. Then he decides that life is gone. I couldn't help myself. My family members couldn't help me. What is it that I want to do in the last moment of my life? So he remembers Hari. And he puts his trunk onto nearby. There is a lotus flower. He catches that. And as his last thing, he offers that lotus to the Hari. Remembers Hari. Then in the Mahapuran, Vishnu comes on Garuda and saves him. So that Gajendra Moksha kind of a state, you are sinking, you don't know swimming, no boat. Will you get any kind of vrittis of eating food, meeting your friend, remembering your loved ones, going on a holiday? Nothing will come in your mind in that state. Only one straight. Your heart, your emotion, your prana, everything will move only towards one shelter. That is known as pranidhan. That state of chitta. So there are two things here. One is that I believe I have God as my shelter. Second important aspect in pranidhan is I have given up all other shelters. If you have other support along with God's support, it is not pranidhan. If the support is only God, so if you want to check yourself whether I have reached a state of Ishwar pranidhan, when you are in trouble, who do you remember first? Murugan, when you are in trouble, who is the one who comes to your mind first to save you? Huh? Murugan says God only. Be practical, yaar. Who do you call? Parents and siblings. Who do you call, madam, when you are in trouble? Parents. Nandini? Parents. Most importantly, when we are in trouble, first thing that comes into our mind is our own body, our own mind, our own intellect. I can help myself. With Draupadi in Chirharana, Draupadi had lot of confidence on her 5 husbands. Greatest archer, Bhima, strength of 70 elephants. Then she had lot of confidence that nothing wrong can happen when Bhishma is there, when Dronacharyas are there. Then what happens in there in Draupadi is when they play dice and the Yudhishthir puts Draupadi there. Draupadi is caught by her hair and pulled down through the stairs by Dushasana. She was the queen of Indraprastha, a lady with real, we can say, a lot of dignity. She's pulled down, and in front of everybody she's insulted, and Dushasana starts pulling her sari. Then she looks at all her husbands one by one, all head down. She's shattered. Then she looks at Bhishma. She definitely can't believe that this can happen in front of Bhishma. Bhishma's head is down. Pratigya, he will protect Hastinapur. And Hastinapur, and there is a game and he has won. So nobody is able to overcome that Pratigya principle aspect. Dronacharya is down. And of course, Dhritarashtra, helpless, everybody helpless. Then what happens? She realizes nobody is coming. Then she pulls the sari with both her hand and catches the sari into her own teeth. Tries to hold it. Now, Dushasana is also like Bhima only, 70 elephants. In one blow, it comes out of her teeth and hands also. When hands are lost, teeth is lost, everything is gone. Then she joins the hand together. Hey Hari, Laj bachao. I am losing my dignity. After this, I won't be able to live. Say, there she reaches Ishwar Pranidhana. Immediately, as soon as Ishwar Pranidhana happens, God has to come. God takes Vastra avatar. भगवान कौन सा अवतार लेते हैं वहां पे? Vastra avatar. There are many avatars of Krishna, but this is one avatar which is inanimate avatar. Vastra avatar. From afternoon till evening, sari doesn't finish. It won't finish till eternity. No answer to Ishwar Pranidhana. So, this is the state Patanjali is talking about. If you feel that, no, we can tell that I remember God, but when crisis happen, when real crisis happen, we call police, we call people, this, that, everybody. So, Ishwar Pranidhana. In that, if you put your Guru as your Ishvara, then you go to Guru, that is also Ishwar Pranidhana. But ultimately, you have to reach a state of Nirashraya. In Bhagavad Gita, this word has come again and again when Bhakti has come. Another word that has come is Aniketa. Can anybody tell me the meaning of the word Aniket? बोलते हैं ना निकेतन. निकेतन is house, where we take rest, where we feel at comfort. Aniket means no shelter, anashraya. This is one of the required criteria to reach a state of Ishwar Pranidhana in Bhakti. You cannot take any other shelter. If you take another shelter, God doesn't come. God only comes Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate, when you only have shelter of God. So like a small baby, only depends on mother and cries. So please understand, when Patanjali puts in a word that all that a yogi is able to reach by doing Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna, yogi is putting lot of effort, years together of sadhana to reach the state of Samadhi, and then that state. And Patanjali is telling that there is another way to go into that state by bhakti. So it appears, oh, bhakti may be very easy, then it is easy. No, why to go through asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, so much yama, niyama. But then Ishwar Pranidhana is also very intense and not easy at all. You have to give up all the shelters. Only God. Then automatically, as a drowning person has only one thing to support him, the only thing in his mind is that support. Nothing else comes when one is drowning. In the same way, in this person's chitta, only divine remains. There is no chance of anything else entering. So that kind of a person can also reach that state of evolution of Kaivalya, what a yogi reaches through systematic sadhana. So that intensity you have to understand. That is why Patanjali doesn't use simple words like Shraddha. He uses Pranidhana. Pranidhana means offering your prana itself to the divine. Life. Life depends on God and no other shelter. Then, how does that state come? How does this state come? Is it possible to do something to get this state of Ishwar Pranidhan? Anybody online would like to say? हम इस ईश्वर प्रणिधान की परिस्थिति में कैसे पहुंच सकते हैं? How can we go into this state? Can we do something to reach that state? Bhakti, love, sacrifice. These are words. Bhakti, love, sacrifice. What do we do? See, I have decided, I feel that I am a person who will grow by Ishwar Pranidhan. This Virya, Smriti, all this is not my cup of tea. I don't have that much willpower only. So my path is Bhakti. Now you tell me, Patanjali says by Ishwar Pranidhana, I will reach the same state. I decided I want a state of Ishwar Pranidhan. Now my question to you is there anything that you can do to reach this state? Smarana, listening to God's glories. Somebody is putting something in chat box. Let us see. Satiate Abhyasa of Bhakti. Mahadeshwari is saying Abhyasa of Bhakti. That is, in Bhakti, there are ways. There they say that there can be Navada Bhakti. Navada Bhakti techniques are there. It begins with Nama Japa. Then it goes into Smaran. So what you do is Kirtana, Nama Japa, Shravana, and Manana. Nididhyasana, probably that is a path of Jnana Yoga, but here most important point that comes is Nama Japa. Like a person who is drowning always holds on to the rope. In the same way, a person who on the path of bhakti doesn't even waste a single moment. Japa goes on into his mind every time, because the Nama is a way to reach the divine. That is why Patanjali in his next sutra also says that Ishvara is beyond the klesh, karma, vipaka, ashaya, aparamrishtaha. Ishwar is that creator, that state of consciousness which is free from the klesha. Kleshas are likes, dislikes, pleasure, pain, fear. All those emotions are not there. Ishwar doesn't do any karma, doesn't have any fruit of those karma. It is an untouched, unblemished consciousness. That kind of a consciousness is the seed for omniscience. All the knowledge in this world is in that consciousness. He is the guru of all the gurus that have come forth, untouched by time, guru of all the gurus. Okay? And Then Patanjali says, Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. Why does Patanjali say that? Patanjali brings in glory of God, nature of God, and then he tells the sadhana. What does he say? Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. The name of that God is Pranavaha. So Patanjali is indirectly telling us that one of the ways to approach that consciousness, that deity, that state of Ishwar Pranidhana is by doing japa, nama japa. Patanjali is very scientific. Other texts may go become little emotional, they may be little grandiose, but Patanjali never become grandiose. Patanjali always talks what is there as it is. And Patanjali, after Ishwar Pranidhana, is bringing in the component of Nama Japa. And he not only tells that it is, see, Pranava, you understand Pranava. Pranava is Om. From Om only all the words in this universe have come. Correct? So when Patanjali says that divine consciousness is denoted by Om, Patanjali is also telling that any name that comes from Om, by that way, all the names come from Om. Whether the name is Rama, Krishna, Devi, Shiva, Allah, Jesus, Shambhu, all names are coming from Om only. But that japa has to be done tad japaha tadartha bhavanam. If you are doing japa, it is very important that you have correct emotional understanding attached to that japa. You understand? So, can anybody tell me what is this bhavanam? See, I am connected to Krishna. Correct? For me, the vachakaha is Krishna. I all the time, whenever my mind is free, I keep chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. For him, it may be Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. For her, it may be Om, universe, the source of universe. For her, it may be Devi, Devi, Devi. For him, it may be Shambho, Shambho, Shambho. Vachakaha is there. Now, the next important point is, see, we are talking of a technology. Ishwar Pranidhan has to happen. For Ishwar Pranidhan, I need a way. For that, Patanjali tells the way is Nama. Name connects. Name can bring you to the state of Ishwar Pranidhana. But that name has to be chanted with bhavana. Tad artha bhavanam. So the question now is, name I got. Generally, the name is something that you emotionally feel very connected to. When you are in real distress, Murugan, you say you remember God in distress, correct? When you are in real distress, nobody is watching you and you have to call God. With what name do you call him? In real pain and distress, how do you call? With what name do you address him when you have to call him in distress? The divine.
Hey Bhagavan.
He calls, Hey Bhagwan. How do you call? Muruga. Muruga. Hey Muruga. Muruga. So that becomes your emotionally connected word of japa for you. It doesn't carry any formality. See, there is a difference between nama japa and mantra japa. Mantra japa is very technological. It requires lot of preparation, correct kind of chanting, intonations, and it requires certain kind of a setup. You have to be sitting in front of the deity, you should have taken bath, body should be clean, and there are various rituals associated with mantra chant. But when you say nama, no rules apply. Sitting on the toilet seat, you can continue your nama japa. because with nama comes a relationship with the deity, and that relationship is not formal. As the nama continues, relationship becomes more and more informal. So I liked it. You did not say Lord Murugan, you simply say Muruga, because you have reached that level of intimacy with the divine that you don't need any formality. Some people say, no, I feel simply chanting Rama is disrespect to Rama, therefore I should say Jai Shri Ram or Shri Ram. Shri Rama is for the beginner. Advanced Nama Japa practitioner, it will become Rama only, because that kind of a formal relationship has become now informal. Because God is only relationship in the life that matters, there is no other relationship. So as the intimacy increases, as the closeness increases, all formalities drop off. So I am asking a question to you. What does Patanjali mean here when he says tad japaha tadartha bhavanam? Emotion of what? What kind of emotion? That is what we are asking. No, tadartha bhavana means what? Garima says love. So most important thing here is the sense of connect. The sense of connect. That belongingness, as she said, love. People who chant with a sense of belongingness grow faster than those who chant as a ritual, or they have to finish certain number of japa every day. I have taken a, people take like that kind of a austerity. During Navratri, I will chant 1 lakh japa. That is a different way. But when there is a belongingness and you are chanting with a relationship can, depending on the psychodynamics of the individual, he may be craving for fulfillment in a particular relationship. For example, a recent case who came to me, a 39-year-old female, married, twice, divorced, third relationship, live-in relation, and again the person whom she was with in live-in took away all her money, everything, and went off abroad. Completely destroyed. Emotionally, wherever she had put her faith, she was broken down. A dentist, well educated, and in the relationships, a lady who really wants to share her emotions, if you look at her big 5 personality trait scores, high in agreeableness. Agreeableness means what traits are there, yaar, Garima? Easily suggestible means in the personality there is a trait of being in a state of acceptance. Fine, if you say, I agree. Not very strong in one's this thing. So that characteristic of putting others' comfort first, even if I have to suffer, agreeing with people, deep acceptance. These are the personality traits which I also observed in the interview. High Sattva score. Exploited by people for being too agreeable. So whenever in relationship, she has a tendency of not holding back anything. Give fully, all or none. Giving means full, no holding back. So initial, both husband and wife were doctor, and husband very ambitious, continued. They didn't have children, and then husband had an extramarital affair and separated. Second marriage lasted for much lesser time, Here also, what was observed was one typical thing is that this person has a tendency to attach. Moha aspect is there. She loves, she wants the person to be around her, she wants to be around that person. Everything should be shared with each other, everything should be revealed to each other. Probably the other person felt little suffocated, his freedom is going. These are the reasons mainly that third time when this happened, not even married, live in, no, legally also she cannot proceed, and she was shattered, depressed, suicidal, no children. Had a session with me, and when we applied Big Five and our Path of Yoga questionnaire, very high scores towards agreeableness and bhakti. So I understood that way out is bhakti only. So started with her almost a year ago. Spoke to her in the first session and tried to understand, what are her hobbies, how does she express her emotions. A good painter paints things very well, and most of her paintings were related to, you can say, a lady who is nicely dressed, who is putting all her jewelry according to the modern this thing, clothes, colorful flowers, in a romantic relationship with someone. Those kind of paintings, all paintings depicting those aspects, suggesting somewhere the romantic fulfillment has not happened, or the kind of belongingness. And another, when we continued, we understood that was very connected to her father, deeply connected to her father. Father died of liver cancer. Hmm? When she was in her, I think, late 20s. Now we started with the kind of discussions that her current coping mechanisms. Basically, her way of coping was talking to friends, sharing her feelings with her father, with her mother, loved ones, and those aspects. Second was she liked listening to music. These were the ways in which she was coping. So slowly I started to tell her that yes, these are good ways of coping, but somewhere if the spiritual dimension of coping comes in, then she will be more fulfilled. uh, she had lost faith in men and did not want to, she was scared of getting into relationships. So then I asked her, um, does she believe in God? She says, I am definitely a believer of God, but not a very ritualistic kind of a person. I don't do any puja, arti or anything, but I believe in God. Then I asked her, do you connect with God in any form of deity, or is it a formless divine? Then she said that she connects with two gods. One is Devi, other is Shiva. Both she feels equally connected. Hmm? So then, like that, sessions kept on happening. She kept on meeting me every few months. So we started to tell her that you have to find out one, either Devi or Shiva. No, both the directions, the emotions cannot flow. You have to connect to one deity. In the beginning, she was little confused. If she would go only for Shiva, Devi would not feel good, or Devi would get angry. That kind of a feeling was there. So I was able to show her certain references, that how, Shiva is the source of creation, and even Devi is within Shiva only, and things have evolved like that. Because in the dialogue I realized that whenever she was in distress, whenever she was in real trouble, she was calling Shiva. And somewhere I also understood that the way in which she connects to Shiva is like a father, and she was very much connected to her father also. So channelize it towards that, and then asked her, whenever you are in distress, how do you call Shiva? Which name? Shiva has many names: Mrityunjaya, Shambhu, Gangadhara. What name does attract you and you feel really connected? So she says, I connect by the name Shivaya. Shivaya. So suggested her, whenever she misses, whenever she feels lonely, whenever that emotional deprivation is there, whenever she is seeing patients, Shivaya, 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 Shivaya should continue. Japa, Shivaya. And whatever action she does, whenever she is seeing patient, at the end of it, she should be able to offer all that to Shivaya. I have tried to trust many people, supports. Now there is nobody. Her mother is gone, father is gone. Her siblings are all well settled, but they are abroad. She is alone and staying in an apartment in Bangalore. She says she's able to cope also by her profession. 10 o'clock she goes, 8 p.m. she comes back, BDA, dentist in a good hospital in Bangalore. And once she comes back, then she feels very empty and lonely. That is the time she is not able to. So I suggested you start with 11 beats of Shivaya, 11 into 108. In half an hour you can finish, and then let it continue throughout the day whenever you can. So person followed this for 6 months. I met her 2 days ago, and glow on her face, peace in mind. She showed some of her paintings to me. Now in those paintings, one of the painting that really touched me is where Shiva is there, Parvati is there. On Parvati's lap, Kartikeyan is sitting. Shiva's right lap, Ganesha is sitting. And on the left lap of Shiva, she is sitting. And Shiva is putting her hand on her head. So with that name, and she is written beside that painting, thank you, Shiva, for accepting me in your family. She says that when she does this japa, she is actually able to see Shiva, Parvati, Kartikeyan, Ganesha, and she goes and sits in their lap, and that is so blissful, like in the Kailash Parvat. So with Nama, Chitta became so pure, so Shuddha that she started getting visuals. And she feels that when Shiva puts her hand on her, immense bliss, as if she found the real solace of her life. She feels so supported, no loneliness, fulfillment. I belong to Shiva, Shiva belongs to me. I am Shiva's daughter. So this is what I mean by Tadartha Bhavanam. A personal connect, belongingness, a relationship. And with that bhava, you call the divine. For Meera, that fulfillment was in taking Krishna as her husband, because that was the relationship that gave her the feeling of complete surrender. She could surrender to her husband. This lady could surrender to her father. There are many females who do not have child. There comes the Vatsalya Bhava of Bhakti. So there is Madhurya Bhava, there is Dasya Bhava, there is this Bhava of Vatsalya Bhava, where Krishna is a child, Rama as a child, and she completely nourishes, feeds the Krishna, takes care of the Krishna. Balya Bhava makes Krishna. So then the name also becomes like that. Name will go as child Krishna, Kanhaiya, Kanha. They will call him by that name. Person who loves Krishna may call him as Madhusudan.
Kerala is that it's a special Krishna.
Unni Krishna. Unni is
Small.
small. Unni Krishna. So mother, when motherly love pours, there is no love like that. So in the path of bhakti, my dear friends, when a person has to evolve, the evolution takes place in a step-by-step manner. So I also in a counseling session spoke to this lady about this emotion, how it gets channelized on the path of bhakti. I asked her a question. Do you know the difference between moha, prema, and bhakti? No. Once you understand this, you will understand how to culture your emotions and direct yourself towards the path of Ishwar Pranidhana. Can anybody tell me the difference between moha and prema? People online also are open. मोहा और प्रेमा के बीच में डिफरेंस बताइए. Anybody?
Lust and love.
Lust and love. Wazid. Oh? Probably lust is a too strong word. Yes, madam. Moha is attachment, but is there a love without attachment?
I think it's giving some we are demanding something from opposite person. In prema, we will give more to more without expecting anything.
Please clap for Murugan, everybody. So Murugan says, see, please understand this. In moha, no matter how mad you are for the other person, you may show that. No, we see that when people get married and all, there is real attachment, real emotion. You can die for the person. Those kind of things are there. But somewhere in the corner of the mind, whenever you are pouring yourself, whenever you are giving yourself, in the back of the mind somewhere, there is an expectation that if not complete reciprocation, at least some percent of reciprocation you will get back. It cannot happen in moha that you are giving infinitely and not worrying about what you are getting at all. Even parents, they raise a child, they take loan. After certain time, they expect, now you also earn and give something back. I have spent my life giving everything to you. So, if you look at all our relationships, siblings, friends, parents, grandparents, somewhere the percentage varies. 24 कैरेट गोल्ड भी रहता है तो उसमें भी थोड़ा मिलावट तो उसमें भी रहता ही है. So like that, but different relationships may have that kind of a extent of expectation may vary, percentage may vary. For example, in a friendship like colleagues, when we meet, it may be mostly transactional. Give, take. You adjust my leave, I adjust your leave. Correct? If you tell me to adjust your leave and you never adjust my leave, I cannot sustain this. You do, I do. That is transactional. So this 50% moha complete, it is 100% moha. Can you tell me any relationship that we all experience in different dimensions where there is almost 0% moha?
Family.
Mother and child?
Yes, sir.
Was it?
Yes, sir.
Which relationship has 0% moha?
Mother and child. Family.
Mother and child. That,
Dad and son.
see, that too I would put it with star, condition apply. That too with star.
Yes, sir.
Then the baby is in a state where there is no other ashraya than mother.
Divine and devotee.
Yeah. See, baby from the time they are born, Huh? Till they are 5 years. Huh? Their only ashraya is mother. They don't go to anybody else. Complete surrenderance to mother. That surrender of the baby is able to draw the love of mother, prema, and not have any moha there. Mother only keeps giving, yeah. Day, night, time giving. Only thing a mother wants is welfare of the baby. You be happy. I want your happiness. My nothing. You be healthy, you be happy, you grow. Correct? This is prema. Only that phase. After that, when baby starts taking other shelters, baby is more attached to the sister of the mother than mother's love reduces. So रिलेशनशिप में वो कॉम्प्लिकेट होता है. जब तक बेबी का सरेंडर है तब तक इसका लव पूरा है. When her ashraya changes, baby's ashraya changes, then mother's love also becomes little contaminated. Agree? Agree. So here, my dear friends, we have to understand that the evolution in bhakti is always in moving from moha to prema. There was a question in our morning discussion that how much time can a person tolerate cheating in a relationship? If somebody is completely devoted, committed, and another person keeps cheating, how many times can you forgive? What is the way that one takes? So here, in this attachment dimension, when moha related attachment takes place, then the person becomes a beggar in relationship. Wants. Correct? Then this relationship becomes very ugly because the other person wants to go. He wants to move on. But this first person is so attached, almost dependent on this person emotionally, that he begs, don't leave. Even if the other person hits this person, humiliates the person, he is not able to let go and allow that person to go. Correct? This is not love. You may say, because I love you, I can't let go of you. You kill me, you hit me. But I love you. No, this is not love. In love, you never become a beggar. In love, you become king. What do you do in love? You give. Okay, your happiness lies in going away from me. Go. And wherever you are, be happy. I'll pray for you. हम दिल दे चुके सनम मूवी देखा? हम दिल दे चुके सनम मूवी देखा कि नहीं देखा? किसने देखा यार? मूवी देखा करो यार थोड़ा बहुत तुम लोग. ऑनलाइन हु हैज सीन हम दिल दे चुके सनम मूवी? So in this movie, Aishwarya Rai falls in love with Salman Khan. But her father doesn't allow them to marry. She's madly attachment, moha. Then father gets her married to another hero. That hero loves Aishwarya. He sees her crying, suffering, missing her lover. So he takes her to Italy for her to meet the person she loves. This is moving towards prema, giving. So प्रेम में दो नहीं होता है, प्रेम में only one. You should be happy. Whatever that makes you happy, I am happy in your happiness. I am not happy in my happiness. I am happy in your happiness. If you are happy coming to me, come. If you are happy going away, go. My love is not affected by your behavior. So prema becomes a constant flow, unaffected by the action of the person. Whereas moha remains transactional, fluctuating with the behavior of the person. Prema doesn't fluctuate. So when a person goes into prema, he starts seeing the person he loves as a small baby. Even if the baby is playing in filth, to mother, the baby appears cute only. Like that, even if the person keeps doing mistakes, or the person who loves, he only appears cute. Things do not become serious or ugly. Is this love, that you see the person who is committed to you having a relationship with another person, then you behead the person and take his head to the police station? What kind of love is that? While beheading, you say, I loved you. So here, from a human state, you have reached animal state. That is what happened in animal kingdom. The lion can kill another lion or lioness, or in snakes also that happens. They kill off. If I can't get, you also don't get. They kill off. So this is nothing great. No pride in it. You have fallen down to extreme tamas of being an animal now. When you become human, freedom grows in love. So from moha, person goes into prema, only giving. That's why love is called as madness. It is full mad. See, loving you, I love you. That is in my hand. Can anybody stop me from loving you if I love you? No. Whether you reciprocate my love or not is in your hand. Correct? If you reciprocate or if you don't reciprocate. My love towards you is not in your hand. So I love. In love, I don't even expect that you will reciprocate. They say, no, one-sided. My love is one-sided. Actually, love is always one-sided. If there is an expectation that it becomes two-sided, then it is getting into moha. Love is always one-sided. You are lucky if two such people meet who both are okay with one-sided. Then the Radha Krishna kind of a love starts. When two one-sided lovers, तेरे हित, तेरी खुशी के लिए मैं जो भी करूंगा वो तेरी खुशी के लिए, और दूसरा भी वही बोलता है. The other person also tells the same thing, for your happiness. So in that kind of a state, when Radha and Krishna meet, everything that I do is for your happiness, and there is a competition between both of them. For your happiness, for your happiness. Then the game that starts is known as Rasa Leela. Even Radha has man, matlab she becomes little upset, angry, doesn't talk to Krishna. That is also for Krishna's happiness, because she wants to play that. So this is a very different dimension of relationships that it grows. It is very rare. It is very rare. It requires two great, I think only devotees of God, when two great devotees of God marry, probably they will reach that state. But one thing that we can do is, from our side, we can fall in love. One-sided. Nothing, no wanting. Your happiness. What it will do is, it will remove all the kleshas from your heart. Because when a tear falls in love, your heart melts. When heart melts, no klesha can remain. No klesha. Chitta shuddhi instantly happens. Dravit man mein klesh nahi ho sakta. Dravit man flows, you are in a flow state. All the vikaras, lust, desire, everything melts down. Your chitta becomes shining, pure. Then your swarupa comes in. This is another way of achieving chitta vritti nirodh. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthan. So with love and belonging, a person reaches the state of chitta vritti nirodha. So beautiful. Then, what is the difference between prema and bhakti then? You have reached from moha, transactional relationship, to one-sided flow of love. Great evolution. Now, from this prema of having a one-sided love with a person, how do you move towards bhakti? Becoming one with what? That is one-sided love. You are flowing your whole emotion, everything. You want the person's happiness. How it turns into bhakti? Sacrifice of I-ness is happening in love only. That is happening in love. In love already I am not there, you are there. See, if I-ness was there, it is moha. In love already I-ness is completely gone. See, imagine mother with a small baby. What I-ness mother has? I am asking how that prema becomes bhakti. Please clap for Veda. What happens is, वो मजनू बोलता है, लैला कि महबूब में मुझे खुदा दिखता है. In my beloved I see the God. Slowly as love grows, one starts realizing that what I am in love with is not this physical form. There is some entity within this form who is playing hide and seek with me. This attractiveness that has come in this person is coming from some other source. It is that is making this person so beloved, so adorable. When a person's consciousness leaves the body, I am no longer in love with that body. Correct? I say that person is gone. Body is here. Whom did I love then? I loved something in that person, not the body of that person. Some aspect of consciousness in that person I loved. So what happens in bhakti is one starts moving toward the core of that individual. And in the core of that individual, one starts seeing a divine spark. And then person starts seeing that divine spark not only in that person, but in the life around the person also. He may see, when you really love somebody, even if that person is not around you, you are doing something, you get a feeling that that person is watching you. Or if in this moment that person was watching you, how would you behave? So the love starts expanding and starts becoming bigger and bigger. From a pointed, love has a pointed effect. It starts becoming more diffuse. That is what happened with the gopis in Vrindavan. They started seeing Krishna everywhere. My beloved only is playing hide and seek with me in different forms. Same beloved was in this form, now he has come in this form, now he is playing in this form. That domain of bhakti starts entering into relationships as the person grows. That is known as the divine romance. So this is how the emotion culturing takes place, and really very beautifully Patanjali brings in the domain of Ishwar Pranidhana into the evolution or the systematic path of Raj Yoga. He brings in this dimension compassionately to include all people who are having emotions as their strength. How can they evolve? Okay, we will continue the discussion in the next class. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Namaste. Anybody has any questions?
Sir, how will you define relationship between Krishna and Gopikas?
Yeah, so here the relationship started with moha. All of them were attached to Krishna, wanted to see Krishna, wanted Krishna to pay attention to them. Then when they reached the state of prema, only thing they wanted was happiness of Krishna. Then they reached the state of prema. Krishna, you be happy. Correct? There is a story like that. Krishna once tells his wife Rukmini that I am having a severe headache. Then everybody tries everything, nothing relieves that headache. Then somebody asks, how would this headache go away? Krishna tells, if my beloved's sand particle from the feet of my beloved are kept on my head, my headache will go away. Correct? Then Rukmini says, oh my God, on Krishna, my feet sand, it is such a sin. But then as soon as they reach gopis, quickly they put up their feet, quickly take the sand, relieve his headache first. So that is the thing. It doesn't matter their behavior, anything. It is that my beloved should be happy. And then we see that from that state of prema towards Krishna, they started seeing that divine spark in Krishna, that he represents the very source from which this creation has come, and that source is everywhere. They expand and reach a universal consciousness where they connect to Krishna through everything. Then they have moved towards bhakti. That is how they have evolved.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Namaste. We'll meet next week.